she's burying them because she came over here. Where's she at? I caught you red-handed. You're burying these trees. You are burying them. But I'll tell you one thing, you're smart. You're gonna know where your treats are. Good girl, good girl. At least you gonna know where it's at. These birds make an absolute mess of their waterers. And I have to pull them out and scrub them out every 2 or 3 days or so, just to keep them clean on the inside and the out. But man, they sure do make a mess of these waterers. I'm going to show you how I have them set up in here, and you all can tell me what you suggest when it comes to setting up their waterers so that they don't make such a nasty mess of it. I mean, this is all the time, right? So let's go inside. Pardon me, ladies. Have a dead bird over there. He was over there. He got in with the turkeys, and I think they trampled him, and I brought him over here to see if he would get up and get better. But I came out this morning and he was already dead. So I'm gonna have to get him out. Sorry, fella. Do you all remember that Garvey nest box system that Mr. H put together just a few months ago? Well, it did not hold up. Y'all know I try to keep it real with y'all, but it did not hold up at all. It's falling apart, and you know, they jump up here every day to lay eggs, and it's falling apart. These things are on the ground. So yeah, Mr. H said, yeah, look, it's just not holding up. So anyway, Mr. H said that he was going to try to figure out a solution to maybe use some wood and other things to help brace that, the little pieces that hold the trays inside. He said he was going to figure something out for that, because right now that's not working for our hens. And I do have another nest box over there that I can bring over here to use for them until he has a chance to do something with this. And I don't know, otherwise we're just going to take it out of here. You have to be, the chickens have to be able to jump. This thing is going to get plenty of use all day, right? Up and down by the birds as they go in to lay their eggs. And this is the beating that it will take if you're going to have a nest box system like this. And this just couldn't stand up to our girls, okay? So we're going to bring another one in. And we may settle down. You are so mean. Y'all remember Big Mama right here? She has gotten mean in her old age. She has been here for 7 years, and she's gotten quite mean in her old age. She even started pecking at me, and she pecks at the other girls. She's getting mean as she get older, but I guess she's earned that. Girl, go on. Don't turn around and look at me like that. But she has gotten mean in her old age. Don't play with me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Go on. See how she's trying to find somewhere to go to lay her eggs, and it's not working. So I have a girl over here on the ground there. See her down there by the wood? Oh, over here. I have a girl over here in the corner. So now they're just trying to find places to lay their eggs because that's not working. So I'm going to clean up in here. I need to put some more wood chips down in here and give them more bedding so that they'll have more of a cushion here. And it's actually almost time to take more of the compost out We didn't take a lot of compost out this time around, but we've been using it for the corn. So we're getting ready to take more out so that we can put it in the next rows of corn that we are about to plant. But all of this is going to our little brassica and corn patch, okay? So over there where we put the brassicas and the corn, we try to use the majority of this in that area. But then we have the big garden that we also use it in for different crops, okay? I used to keep their waters on the ground, but then I got these old crates here and I started stacking them up on the crates to see if that would help with keeping the hens from jumping up and pooping all over them. And unfortunately, that is really not working. And I can't hang them from anything in here, really. So the only choice is for them to be on the ground. But I gotta admit, I'm getting really tired of having to scrub these things clean every other day. So, yeah. I even have another tray right here. Yeah, this ain't working. This is 15 gallons of water in here. That's 7 gallon, that's a 5 gallon, and that's a 3 gallon, right? So 15 gallons of water in here for 30 some odd chickens. Believe it or not, this only lasts about a good 3 days, right? So and then actually when it gets hot, yeah, about 3 days when it's hot, but when it's cold outside, these waters will last a month, right? So we have these in here sitting on the crates to try to keep them out so that they won't poop. You know, they'll just walk up to it and get the water, but that doesn't work. As you saw, she jumped right up there, and sometimes they get right up there and they sit still. I've even thought about taking some chicken wire and tacking chicken wire here, and then you know, taking these back some and then draping the chicken wire over the top to see if that would help to keep them off. You know, so I don't know, but I got to come up with something because I don't want to have to scrub these clean like this as often as I am doing. I think I'm probably going to want to go to, like, I don't know, a 55-gallon drum in here so that in the summer months we do not have to fill this thing up but once every so often, right? And maybe put it on a gutter system. That way we don't have to fill it up really at all. You know, I think we get a decent amount of rain from time to time, but I think that would suffice if we could get a big drum in here and, you know, maybe 2 even. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to continue with my chores. I still have my meat birds that I have not fed yet. So I'm going to take you over there and let's get them fed. And hopefully it's getting too hot to be hauling wood chips in here, but I am gonna come in and I need to put maybe just I don't know, 2 or 3 inches of wood chips over the top of this and give them some fresh bedding because they have really been working this and it's almost down to just pure compost. Really, they've been working this all year, and as you know, we deep bed in here. And as a result, it gives us fresh compost. So compost, we really don't have to purchase a nitrogen-rich compost because we have that in this really big chicken house. This chicken house is 20 by 20, I believe. So it gives them plenty of room. And we built it this big because we wanted to make sure that we had enough space for all of our birds, even when they went broody. At one point we had one side completely closed off and it was like a nursery over here, but we took that wall down and it's messy in here, but we just added another perch over here so they have a extra, you know, they have extra space to come in and perch. And then we still have our old quail hutch that needs to be cleaned out because Mr. H said he's going back to his quail. And I don't blame him. Not in this time, I don't. We deep mulch this area because not only does it give us an excellent nitrogen-rich compost for our garden in the spring and summer months, but it also serves as a heater, if you will, in this huge chicken coop in the winter months where the temperature sometimes in January, maybe late January, February, the temperatures can get down to 19 degrees, 20 degrees. So the deep mulch, you see her, you don't see her down here, but she down here pecking at my foot again. But anyway, we leave that in here because the compost continues to heat up, especially when you add a fresh layer of wood chips or whatever kind of bedding you want to use, right? Whether that's pine shavings or old straw or something like that. It adds such a warmth to the space. Even though it's cold, it adds warmth to the space. I just saw a rat run across the rafter. Oh my goodness. And I think that rat, oh my goodness. I am truly disgusted. He is in between the metal roof and the wood there. Sometimes I come in here and my eggs have been broken into, even down inside of the tray area where the chickens cannot get to. I would open that up and find eggs that have been cracked open and eaten. And I believe it's the rat that is doing that. Any suggestions on how to get rid of a rat that's living up in the rafters? As I was saying, we deep bed this area. In the wintertime, the nitrogen-rich compost in here helps to keep the area warm, okay? And in keeping the area warm, it helps with the temperature inside of this chicken house. We seal off the windows up top up there. Y'all probably have seen them. We use sometimes the old feed bags to seal up the windows all the way around there. The windows are east. The windows are east and south, okay? So it's plenty of warmth coming in from the sun. And this is the north wall, and this is the west wall. And what we do in the wintertime for the west wall is we pack this in with hay for both windows. That's why we have two layers here. We have the outside screen, and then we have the inside hardware cloth here. And what we do there is we just take this cardboard that's there and we put that over this window right here in the winter. It's just easier to take the cardboard down from this, but we pack this with hay, and that way we can always come in, take the hay out, and let some airflow come through here. Now it's not completely sealed at the top, so that allows for airflow as well. I've got to get me a new water hose. They're just so expensive. Look at there. You can only repair this thing so many times. Every time we repair one spot, we get 3 more spots. Look at there. I'm not repairing this anymore, I don't think. I just gotta get another one. All right. These are our birdies. We had a copper moran mama sitting on about 20 some odd eggs, and out of the 20, 11 hatched. And so this is a mixture of copper morans and one of the other chicks, I don't know. But we kept them in the chicken tractor because they were so young. It was cold out and their mom needed a nice warm place to take care of them safely away from predators, including our cats. So we put her and her little baby chicks in here, and they've been in here for a while. The mom, she abandoned them, of course, because they're getting big enough to fend for themselves. So we put them in the chicken tractor and we move them around every few days. And they're getting big enough now to where it's just about time for them to go in the big chicken house. But we have to incorporate them slowly. Now, unfortunately, for a few of these guys, like we have about 4 roosters in here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it's about, 4 roosters in here. And they're not going to be going. We're going to be processing them. And they won't be staying. We got enough roosters here on the homestead. So we're going to take the rest of them and incorporate them slowly in the big chicken house. We're just gonna give them a couple of more weeks. We need them to get just a little bit bigger so they can start to fend for themselves. I'm getting ready to go in here with my meat birds. And one thing I don't do is go in there empty-handed. I save them for last, every time. Let me get y'all out of my way. Okay. Let me in. There. Go there. Come on. I have to clean their water too. It's not as bad as the others, but I'm cleaning them, so I may as well clean them all. So these are my meat birds. These are my American breasts. I have white American breasts, black American breasts, and I have splash American breasts. Now I'm going to kind of weed out the others and just save the white American breasts for production purposes. And this is my main flock right here. And these birds right here will not go to the processing table, okay? These birds are strictly for me to collect my eggs, incubate my eggs, and raise what I incubate for meat. And doing it this way, this really allows us to decide how much meat we want to raise at any given time, right? So if I don't want to raise 50 birds, I don't have to raise 50 at one point, because sometimes raising the Cornish cross chickens, sometimes you have to try to get them when you can, because they sell out so fast, because so many people are trying to raise their own meat now, right? And as a result of that, you have to order when they have them, because if you don't, you could miss out on getting the number of chickens that you want. So in raising our American breasts, we don't have to worry about that. We can collect the eggs and they knocked over their feed. So I don't know. Pardon me. Come on. I don't have anything. Come on. I'm calling him Mr. Bentley. But anyway, our big rooster right here, I'm calling him Mr. Bentley until I decide on another name if I don't want to keep it. But he is our main rooster here. They're knocking it over again. I'm going to have to get a feeder to hang for them, because they are very aggressive eaters. And so I have to get something to hang for them to feed. And then the waterer, I just put that on a crate as well. And they do good. They don't get on their crate and poop. They have a very nice roost back here, so I don't have to worry about them getting on the waterers, pooping all over the waterers. But I do have to make sure that I get them a much better feeder than that little plastic one, because that one is not working. So these are our meat birds here, and I'm going to collect more eggs from them and start incubating their eggs, because we do want to start a flock going into the fall. And it does take about a good 4 to 5 months before they are ready for processing from the time you hatch them, right? So starting in June, by October, everything that we incubate in the month of June should be ready for processing during the month of October. I don't have any more. I'm out. I'm out. Okay, look at there. He's such a handsome boy. Look at him. Isn't he a handsome rooster? Look at him. Isn't he just beautiful? And I have 2 of them. And they do not fight each other, surprisingly. So these are my main breeders right here. So I'm going to get them some water, because they're going to be thirsty as soon as they finish eating. I don't have any feed, sir. Nothing. So I'm going to get them some water. And I'm going to get them settled. Now I got to fill up the water for the pups. So now this is the nighttime space for the pups here. And they come in this kennel at night, and we lock them up to secure them from predators until they get a little bit bigger. Now their mom comes in and out, but sometimes if she's away, we don't want to take any chances, because we did find the remains of what appeared, well, what used to be a fox. So we want to make sure that we keep them safe. So we lock them in here at night in their kennel together, and we close the barn door, and we give them their water, and then they're good overnight. And I come out in the morning and open the door. Mom comes in and she nurses them. Now they drink out of this big old thing here because they drink a ton of water. But I have one little one that still wants to drink out of this bowl. So I put water in this bowl and this big giant tub here. And I wet that space down back there because they like it wet back there. And then they get there and they lay down in the wet dirt and cool their bellies, because it does get kind of warm during the day. So they come in here and they lay there and they dig and they, you know, do what they do. Great Pyrenees do. So the little pups are in here. They're happy. But I do have two that like to be over here on this side. Where is your brother? Coda, you do too much sometimes. Where do y'all keep finding this plastic? Okay, Pup. Where's your brother? Y'all dirty. What you doing under there? Come up from under the bushes. Come up from under the bushes. Come on, where it's nice and cool at. I'll wet it down and everything. It's nice and cool in here. Come on, come on. Come on, it's nice and cool in there. All right, don't jump on me with your muddy paws. Going on now. Get. So that is it for the chores today. I'm not gonna do anything else. It is getting very hot out here, and I do have plenty that I can do inside. So that's gonna do it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me here while I just go through and do my chores for the day, plus some extra stuff too. But I gotta get in there and do something about that rat in the chicken house, because I got a feeling that he's eating all my eggs. All right, y'all, thanks for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you, and I will see y'all in the next video.